In the middle of an apocalypse, where your only way out is death and your only source of nutrients comes from a metal can, I'm gonna try to survive 100 days, battling against undead, unfriendly faces, and my own ability to play this game. I'm officially in the apocalypse. What do I do?
Hey, at least my TV's still working. That's a good thing.
I began on day one grabbing whatever I could, trying my best not to capture the attention of any zombies.
Ooh, a can opener.
This would be useful later on.
Oh, okay, some clothes in this drawer. What can I do with these? Rip clothing. Oh, bandages.
After figuring out how to create bandages, I realized I didn't have a weapon, and I felt vulnerable. However, heading out into the unknown was my only option. It didn't take long to encounter my first zombie roaming the empty streets. I didn't plan on dying before the end of day one, so I ran into the tree line to wait for it to pass. My constant running around, combined with having a bad cardio system that thinks walking to the fridge is a marathon, meant staying hydrated was a challenge.
I've only gone for a walk and I'm already getting thirsty. What is this?
I sneaked across the front of this police station where my attention was diverted towards a large crowd of zombies gathering for a protest.
Rumours must have spread around town they're dying for fair treatment.
I retreated so as to not draw attention to myself, but as I turned around, in a panic, I shoved him to the floor, playfully performing a rhythmic dance on his head,
Get curb stomped there.
thinking he was dead, but this undead wouldn't go without a fight. He got back up, nearly inflicting a second wound before I put him back on the ground and turned his lights out for
Is
good.
he actually dead this time or does he want to go for round 3?
After collecting a hat from this fireman, I found an open window into a huge looking building, but although there was likely a ton of loot, I couldn't get inside just yet due to the broken glass around the edge. I'd need a weapon to remove it later on to avoid cutting myself. So for now, I made my way into the police station, gave the receptionist a nice greeting, and finally went to quench my thirst at this water fountain. I cautiously wandered through the police station, taking out zombies on their night shift.
Bro, you don't want this. Alright, who's thumping on the door? Oh, screwdriver, I could use that as a weapon. Alright, come here, old man. Give me that nightstick.
Collecting whatever loot I could because I was gonna need it.
Oh, this jacket will be good. Let me wear this jacket. Oh, I look sick. Oh, like an actual police officer now.
On day 2, I exited the police station, wandering to the fire department. I thought I'd blend right in with my recently acquired firefighting hat. However, these clueless corpses weren't as clueless as I thought.
Don't mind me, just another firefighter passing through. Okay, relax. This is kind of scary. I could do this, I could do this. Get floored. Oh, this isn't that bad. Alright, no, this is where I make my escape. See you guys later.
I chose to run away. I strolled down this side road in hopes there would be no zombies, until these two took an interest to me.
Oh no, this isn't good.
With my energy running low, I headed for the tree line.
Oh god, quick. Go.
After barely making it out the other side, I hopped the fence to get away.
Nah, they won't be able to get over that fence. What? Right, that's it. Come here.
After dealing with them, I headed to this small house in search of some food. I went to open the door. It seemed like the homeowners were smart and locked the door before they left. However, they forgot to lock the window. So with the little strength I had, I forced it open, ransacking the fridge, and after a long second day, called it a night. I woke up early on day 3 and headed out. With the rain pouring down and the lack of knowledge of my surroundings, I tread carefully through the streets, taking zombies out one by one.
Oh, I can't wait until I get a gun.
I stopped at this nearby house to equip some gear I'd recently found.
Oh, duffel bag. Perfect.
Everything seemed to be going a bit too well. I got further into the neighborhood, looting various houses, until I arrived at this one. The door was locked, so I went round to try the side window.
Oh no, I've got to get out of it quick.
I sprinted away, while all around me, zombies swarmed towards the house. I tiptoed through the tree line, hopefully keep the zombies off me, but everywhere I turned, there was groups of them.
Oh, that was close.
I continued exploring, checking out multiple houses for loot, making sure not to overstay my welcome.
What is that noise? What the? Oh my god, that could have been terrible.
While I had some peace, I cared for my wound I got on day 1. Using alcohol wipes from this first aid kit, I disinfected it and applied a new bandage. Picked up my trusty umbrella and went back out into the streets of Rosewood.
Rain. I hate rain.
I sneaked across the street to avoid drawing the attention of zombies and carelessly walked into the town's courthouse.
Okay, bad idea, bad idea. I'm out. Get off me!
I lured them towards me one by one to make it easier.
No way, this guy's a shotgun, I want that. Alright, I'm taking this slow, I don't want to die 3 days in.
If I thought this was a lot of zombies, I was not prepared for the coming days. After clearing out most of the horde, I entered, keeping a low profile, and spotted a body on the floor.
Whoa. I wonder what happened here.
I picked up this unfortunate man's loot, including these bin bags, which would be useful later on, and went back onto the streets. I spent the night killing zombies, and as I was about to head for refuge, I stumbled on another fresh corpse.
No way, another corpse.
It had some pretty useful things, which I grabbed, then headed into a nearby house and went to bed. As I was about to head out on day 4, I heard a helicopter approaching above the house. I realized that if I stepped foot outside, there would be thousands of zombies waiting to get me. It was up for a good few hours, but after it passed, I knew I needed to find shelter. One I could call home and be safe, at least in the short term. I decided to go across the street and see what was there, but as I hopped the fence, I was met by a crowd of zombies.
Okay, no, I can't do that. Back I go.
The streets weren't safe, at least for now. I hopped back over the fence and creeped through gardens to find a safer place to cross. With the coast clear, I crossed the street and hopped the fence into this backyard. It looked relatively quiet.
Yeah, this looks good. I think I'll make this my base.
And then I turned the corner.
Okay, I'm definitely not strong enough to take on this many zombies yet.
The neighborhood was brimming with zombies, and I was in no position to clear it out. I spent the next few hours running away from zombies.
Get away from me!
Before going to sleep in a kid's bunk bed. I woke up in the afternoon starving on day 5. I checked a house I'd already cleared out, and sure enough, I found some food. Not fine dining, but it'll do for now.
Dude, how do these zombies always find me?
After dealing with him and a few others, I made my way over to the fire station.
Dude, you know what? I might try and make this my base in the future.
For now, I decided to clear out zombies in the surrounding area so I could move around freely.
Hey guys, what are you up to in there? Oh wait, they're gonna smash that down, aren't they?
As you can see, this took me through to day 6. Running on no sleep, I eventually managed to nap. And when I woke up, I went to wash the blood off myself. But I noticed the water was no longer infinite, meaning it must have been shut off. I needed to create a way to catch rainwater before I completely ran out. But for now, I continued killing zombies through the night. It got late, so I headed back to the fire station. I thought I would try read this mechanics book. I sat down in a quiet room and began. I realized I'm not a very quick reader, and after an hour, was interrupted by a few zombies. I got bored of reading and decided to clear out some more zombies at the fire station in the morning of day 7. Then I realised if I wanted more resources, I'd need a vehicle. So I tried accessing this blue van, and lucky for me...
Oh, it's open. Nice. Wait, they left their key in here too.
The issue was that the vehicle had no fuel, so it was completely useless. I spent the night clearing out zombies on a nearby street before getting an early night. I was up really early on day 8 and headed back outside. I thought I'd try this van to see if it had any fuel.
No way. It's open and the key's in the ignition. Dude, what are these owners doing? Wait, but does it start?
Although the vehicle started, it was very low on fuel. My priority was getting this to the gas station, but it was at the complete opposite end of town.
Oh, I need to get there before I run out of fuel or else I'm screwed.
I knew that if it ran out of fuel, I'd be stranded in unfamiliar territory with no food and very weak weapons. It was a risk, but one I was willing to take. I started my drive to the other side of Rosewood in the early hours of the morning, weaving my way through packs of zombies to avoid damaging the van. As I pulled up beside the pump, I noticed 3 zombies limping towards me.
Oh, come on guys, not now. You know what? I'm just gonna run them over.
So I hopped back in the van and turned round to run them over, but then...
Oh, not now, please.
I'd forgotten about the lack of fuel, and now I was stuck in my van without fuel in the middle of the street on the other side of Rosewood.
Okay, this really isn't good.
And with the zombies closing in on me, I just knew I had to fight.
Good thing I have my machete because this thing's OP. Right, now I need to figure out how I'm gonna get back.
I headed over to the pizzeria as food was becoming a big issue. It was surrounded by zombies, but with this machete, I was confident I could deal with them. I also tried to open the doors of the cars, hoping one would start, but with no luck.
Okay, I need to lure these guys one by one. No way I can take them all at the same time.
After taking them out, I went to finally get into the store.
Oh, it's locked. Are you kidding me?
I knew that if I smashed a window, nearby zombies would hear me, but with my hunger dangerously low, there was no alternative. I climbed in and ate all the pizza ingredients I could, and then realized it was time to get a move on. I didn't want to get caught stranded in unfamiliar territory by nighttime. I engaged a trio of zombies, and as I killed the final one, my OP machete broke, so I had to switch to the less effective but still deadly weapon.
Right guys, come here, one by one. Okay, no, I said one by one. Oh god. What are you aiming at?
Luckily, over the past few days, I had become more confident in my ability to kill zombies.
Oh, run, run, run!
Okay, maybe I wasn't a pro yet, but I was definitely improving. I killed a few more zombies before heading into Speefos to get some rest, as it seemed like it was going to take a while to get home. I awoke to thunderstorms on the morning of day 9. I thought this wouldn't be a problem, so I headed out.
I cannot see a thing. This isn't good.
After realizing it wasn't safe, I headed back into Speefos to wait out the storm. The conditions were poor, but by late afternoon, the mist had cleared. I walked a bit further up and then hopped into this white car that I couldn't find the key for. But then I realized I was able to hotwire cars.
Oh, I wish I knew this earlier.
When I got the car up and running, I drove towards the petrol station to fill up.
Okay, there's way too many zombies. I'm gonna have to come back when I'm stronger.
I made my way back to the fire station, and as I arrived, the car ran out of fuel. However, with my newly found hot wiring skills, I knew it wouldn't be an issue getting a new car. I made my way to a nearby house, knowing there were zombies surrounding me. I closed the curtains so the zombies couldn't see in, and after a grueling day, I finally got some rest. I was 10 days into life in the apocalypse, and still no closer to a stable food source. My diet consisted of tin food with the occasional nutritious snack. For now, I just had to suffer through hunger. I spent some time improving my carpentry skills by disassembling furniture and reading these carpentry books, in hopes I could fortify one of these houses. After a few days of progress, on day 14, I had a base I was happy to call home for now. I put bed sheets over the windows so the horde couldn't see me, but in case they did, I barricaded myself for extra protection. I decided to go out in search of a generator as a backup power source in case the town's power went out. I searched garages of the neighboring houses where I found a ton of canned food.
Oh yeah, dude, I've completely run out of food, so this is huge.
It seemed like the residents in the neighboring area weren't too happy I'd moved in across the street.
Hey guys, I don't want trouble. Guys?
It didn't take long for me to dispatch them, but in the process, I broke my knife.
Well, meat cleaver it is, I guess.
Further on, I bumped into Helen, the first survivor I'd seen since the apocalypse began. At first, I was hesitant, but I knew she would be crucial for my survival as the days progressed. I checked her over and took this generator magazine she was carrying.
This will be useful if I actually find a generator.
And just my luck, the next garage I check, a generator. I picked it up and slowly, very slowly, hauled it home. As I got back home and dumped the generator in my garden, I met Lynn and Lindsay.
Well, the more the merrier, I guess.
We had no time to introduce ourselves because right away, gunshots rang off in the distance. We quickly ran inside the house. I checked through my upstairs bathroom window and saw another survivor absolutely obliterating zombies across the road. Though I was tired and I didn't really want to help. So with that, we went to bed. I was awake early on day 15, mainly because Katiana was still causing a racket across the street. I finally decided to go outside and have a word with her when I found Caroline running down the stairs.
Oi, what are you doing down here?
You may have thought I'd invite her to the team, but breaking and entering can get you up to 10 years in prison. Though, I thought I'd take matters into my own hands. We chased her outside, where Donna also thought she could just rock up uninvited. Not on my watch.
Get 'em, boys.
It was brutal, but that's life in the apocalypse. I made my way over to this nearby house with Helen in search of more food.
Right, let me pull this pasta out so I can use this as a rain collector. Where is it?
After Helen saved my life, I placed down the saucepan at home to collect some more water. For now, I still had enough running water in my house, but it wouldn't last for long. I spent the rest of the night leveling up my carpentry, and this went through to day 16. The goal was to progress towards level 4 carpentry so I could build a rain collecting barrel, meaning I wouldn't run out of water.
Alright, these corpses are making my garden look ugly. They've got to go.
After burying the corpses, I spent the night reading this book to help further level up my carpentry, and then after that, called it a night. I woke up on day 17, dehydrated and more depressed than ever.
Why am I so depressed? How do I make this go away?
I was unsure of what was causing my depression. Maybe it was the fact I was inside a zombie apocalypse, but that wasn't gonna change anytime soon. So for now, I just had to deal with it. Although I felt safe in my house, I didn't feel satisfied. And with the fire station just behind me, I made the decision to secure it and make it my new base. As I was in the fire station sorting my inventory, suddenly,
Wait, what was that noise?
it didn't take long before I realized the power had gone off. Luckily, I'd found a generator just days before, but soon I'd have to go on a mission to get fuel for it. But for now, I continued developing the wall to secure my new base. After hours of hauling logs back and forth, I sat down to take a break and have a cigarette. While I was doing so, I realized the more I smoked, the more my depression levels fell.
Well, I guess I have a nicotine addiction.
Because of my newly self-diagnosed addiction, I needed to make sure I was stealing cigarettes from wherever I could. With my exhaustion levels not going down, I decided it would be best to get an early sleep ready for the the next day. So as I awoke on day 19, I firstly wondered,
wait, where's Helen, Lindsay, and Lynn? I haven't seen those guys for days.
I had no time to search for them. I could only hope they'd return. For now, I needed to find myself a car so I could take the generator over to the fire station since it was too heavy to climb the fence with. I grabbed this empty gas can from my neighbour's garage. This meant I could fill the generator. This jerry can would be vital later on in my journey.
Right, let's check this van. Oh, it's almost full. Oh, dude, the condition's good as well. We've hit the jackpot on this.
After smashing the window, 2 hot wire attempts, and 19 days, I finally had a working car. I went to grab some food from a nearby house, smoke a cig, filled the van full of logs, and brought the generator over to the new base.
Alright, since this van has so much fuel, I'm gonna just take some and use it to power the generator.
The next 6 days were very boring. I finished the initial fencing for the fire station, found another generator, and most notably, my survivors came back.
Oh, Helen, Lindsay, and Lynn, I'm so glad you're back.
I also gathered some wood and finally created a water collector. Providing it rained, I would have a strong supply of water. To celebrate their return on day 26, I thought we would go on an adventure, mainly to find food, but also to clear out more of Rosewood. We drove down an unfamiliar street and hopped out to check out this house. There were only a few zombies around, so we thought it would be completely safe. I sprinted to the car. Lindsay and Lynn jumped in, but Helen froze and didn't get in the car.
Helen? Are you gonna get in? Oh, no way I'm leaving Helen behind.
We all hopped out to stay and fight the hordes that approached us. I was panicked and missed the zombies with many of my swings. But after a while, the horde was dead, and we made a close escape for now. We drove further up and went to loot this neighborhood with no zombies around. I approached this house and went to enter through the window when...
Are you kidding me? 2 houses in a row?
I again made a dash for the car, but as I got in alongside Lindsay...
Oh no, guys, come on.
The zombies edged closer, but luckily... Helen and Lynn regained their footing and got in the car. After our last brawl just minutes earlier, we were not prepared to do it all over again. So we sped off down towards the petrol station, but eventually realised
whose brilliant idea was it to come here without a generator?
I couldn't fill up without a generator since the power had gone off days ago. It got late, so we got some rest, unaware of what we would be faced with tomorrow. The roads were quiet, but as we got home, zombies must have got word we were in town.
What? Why are there so many zombies around here again?
I ditched the vehicle, which really wasn't the smartest move because of how outnumbered we were. With Lindsay, Lynn and Helen following, I charged into the base to reclaim it. Zombies already flooding towards us.
This is not looking good.
We tried to hold our ground, but there was just way too many. We repositioned to make sure we wouldn't get overwhelmed.
Oh wait, I have a gun. Let me equip it. Wait, I can't hit a single shot. This thing's useless. Oh god, we're getting overwhelmed.
After a long fought battle, we started to push them back, my heart still pounding viciously.
Get off my rain collector. Oh, Lynn, what happened? Who hurt my friend? You're all gonna die. Again.
While the battle might have been over, I was concerned for Lynn, who'd patched himself up. I checked him over just to make sure he was okay. The task now was to clean up this zombie massacre that had just taken place, which I left to my comrades, while I tasked myself with filling in the walls, which would hopefully prevent anything like this happening again. In the morning of day 28, I continued to board up my base. Then early evening, I grabbed the generator and headed to the other side of town to finally refuel my van, ready for an eventful, heart-wrenching day tomorrow. Day 29. A dark day to say the least. We set off at dawn on a mission to lower the zombie population. Visibility was poor, but stupidly, I made the call to go on. We hopped out of the car without being able to see just how many zombies surrounded us.
Oh, this was a bad idea.
Instantly, we were rushed. Helen, Lindsay and I got distracted by a couple of zombies, leaving Lynn isolated. We rushed to help him, but we were too late. Lynn had already been bitten. I headed inside to get cover while I checked him over, but while clearing a zombie, he was bitten another 2 times.
Lynn, no!
I had no other choice. With the Nox virus being 100% mortality rate, it was only a matter of time before he became a risk to the rest of the group. I had to let him go. He didn't take the news lightly.
I'm sorry, Lynn. We're gonna have to go our separate ways. Lynn? Lynn, don't make me do this!
I struck him with my cleaver, killing him. Or so I thought.
Wait, he's a zombie. Oh, good job, Lindsay.
We had no time to stand and mourn our loss. The fog was starting to clear, and hopefully we could make some serious progress in ridding this town of zombies. We went further down the street into Knox Bank, which gave me some respite to eat a can of corn. There was nothing in the bank of value that we could access without a sledgehammer, something I didn't own. At this point, I wish we had turned back and headed home, but greed outweighed my common sense, and we pushed on. But before that, I ate everything in sight at this food store. Then we progressed a little bit further, where I opened this door.
God. Oh, run.
In a scramble, I fell to the floor trying to escape. I got cut off from Helen and Lindsay. All I could hear echoing through the corridor were screams of Lindsay being eaten alive by the mob.
I can't save him. Lindsay, I'm sorry.
I sprinted for the exit. I headed for the van. To my shock, Helen was still following.
Get in, Helen. We're getting out of here.
The ride home was quiet, the streets littered with corpses, a dark night of bloodshed to say the least. Helen and I arrived home, repaired our injuries, and went to sleep. Not much happened on day 30, through to the afternoon of day 31. I equipped Helen with some better gear, searched some nearby houses, continued working on the fencing around the fire station, and burnt some peanut soup.
Oh, what? I burnt my peanut soup.
As dusk fell, Helen and I went on a mission to recover Lindsay's body. It didn't feel right leaving him out there. He deserved a proper burial back home. So we set off back down towards the food store, clearing zombies along the way. I cautiously entered, bloodstains still fresh on the floor. The hallway was silent.
I guess the zombies have gone outside.
Stupidly, I walked outside, instantly attracting a group of 3, one of them being Lindsay, which wasn't an issue until I was flanked. I sprinted to safety, attracting another group. I looked back and Helen had been overwhelmed. I was in too much trouble myself to go and save her. I just had to run. I sprinted back to the car and it was like day 29 all over again. I returned home and went straight to sleep, knowing there was nothing I could do, but I was determined to recover both Helen and Lindsay in any way I could. I woke up on day 32 with vengeance on my mind. I grabbed a gun and raced back downtown. The car park was painted with blood, but no signs of the horde.
Where have the zombies gone?
I hopped out with my gun, planning to kill everything in sight.
Dude, why can't I aim? Okay, this was a bad idea. I need to go before I become zombie food.
The gunshots attracted a huge crowd, but no sign of Lindsay or Helen, so I headed round the front to see if I could find them.
Okay, good. Lindsay's there. Helen has to be close by. Guys, don't worry. I'm gonna save you.
I headed out on the morning of day 33, when I came across Raider Katrina lurking around my base.
Oi, get out of here.
Afraid she was planning an attack, I went to take her out.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Wait, she's got a gun. That's not fair.
I used the trees as cover so I could get close.
Where's she gone? Come here. Wait, I'm literally just cutting the trees. Ouch. No, don't run now, my friend. You asked for this. Usain Bolt, get back here. Uh-oh. Oh, no, come on. Why am I pushing him? Use your cleaver. Okay, well, I guess he just died to the power of my pushes. Oh, wait, I'm gonna die quick. Bandage.
On the verge of death, I headed back to my house in search of tweezers to remove the bullet lodged in my skull. On the way, I bumped into Joanne,
Hey, you can join the squad.
one of many people I would need in my quest to recover my friend's bodies. She didn't know why I recruited her. She'd soon find out though. I was hopeful Joanne and I would form a strong relationship and she would be part of my team for a long time. After finding no tweezers in my house, I headed across the street into a random house where I found some tweezers in the upstairs bathroom. I repaired my injuries and tried to sleep, but the pain was unbearable, so we went back to grab some painkillers so I could sleep. I woke up on day 34, still in a lot of pain. I spent the early part of the day reading. Late afternoon, I felt like testing the gun I got off the Raider yesterday. So with Joanne alongside me, we headed into the street.
Bro, why can't I hit any shots? Right, Joanne, let's leave before the horde come. Joanne? Okay, I'm just gonna dip. See you, Joe.
So yeah, my time with Joanne was short-lived. She was a kind soul, but someone who can't fight off 10 zombies with a frying pan just was not suitable for my team. As night fell, in search of some weapons, I went to this lone house and found these.
The damage of these things are insane.
On day 35, I awoke to gunfire. It turns out my compound had become a battleground overnight, with raiders surrounding the area. I quickly recruited Mary to the team, alongside Margaret to help me with the raiders. I snuck behind Lynn and smacked her in the back, which sent her running. Then I saw Sharon.
Sharon, get back here. You can't run that easily.
With the squad stronger than ever, we hunted the raiders down. Lynn, with an E, was the first to fall victim.
You're looking real sussy over there.
Oh my God, got a gun!
Leave me alone, you idiot!
What are you doing?
Shortly followed by the other Lynn, who came back for more. I bet she regrets that choice now. I felt that yesterday's events had really helped us bond as a group. So on day 36, it was time to recover Lindsay and Helen. So we reversed our way to downtown Rosewood in search of them.
There he is. Good to see you, Lindsay. Well, that was a bit brutal, guys. I wanted to do it.
By unloading rounds on Lindsay, we'd attracted the whole of Rosewood and we were completely cut off from our van.
Okay, we have a serious problem.
Margaret, wielding an axe, walked face first into about 20 zombies. So honestly, I didn't feel bad about her death. It was deserved. Mary was the next to meet her fate. Instead of running, she started doing side steps to her death. Also, not on my conscience.
Sharon, it's me and you now, bud.
We trained the zombies away from the van, and when they were far enough away, I made a dash and hopped in. But Sharon decided to have a hero moment, refusing to get in the car and instead fight half of Rosewood. I, however, was not as courageous.
Okay, I'm going back for him. Okay, that's a lot of zombies. Well, that's not good. Run, 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 run. Oh god, they're right behind me. Oh, of course, there's just a gang of zombies sitting there.
I snuck my way back into the fire station to collect my jerry can so I could fill up this car that I knew was in good condition from a while back.
I knew that jerry can would come in handy. Hey, it's Joanne. Looks like she's made some friends.
After I got the car up and running, I went back downtown. The zombies had spread out, making this a lot easier.
Come on, Lindsay. Time to go home.
I grabbed Lindsay's body and quickly drove off. As I drove home, I thought about the brave sacrifices that were lost. Though we didn't have the best bond, I appreciated the short time we spent together. And now the sad part. I grabbed my shovel and headed to the back of the compound to finally put Lindsay to rest.
Goodbye, old friend.
I met Laura, Caroline and Suzanne on day 37.
Yay, new bait. I mean, friends.
Me and the gang went to check out this construction site. Safe to say, these guys weren't messing around, since we cleared this place out with no issues. Let's hope this was a sign of things to come.
Damn, that was satisfying.
There wasn't much loot in this place, but on the way out, we picked up Lee and Shona. I had a good feeling about this team. There was just one issue. I'd recruited too many people to fit in the car. So Laura and Shona got their running shoes on, and we headed home.
Hey, where's Shona? Oh.
With the new members, I, yet again, went downtown. This time for Helen. Surely we couldn't fail this time, right? Well, guess it's just me and you now, Caroline.
Hey, more people.
At this point, I won't even introduce them, as honestly, they're probably gonna die within a few days. We absolutely wiped out a whole neighborhood of zombies, and then went to find Helen. Zombies flooded the hallways, but it was Paola's pinpoint aim that cleared a path. With no sight of Helen, I'd lost all hope, and I went to head home. But when I opened this door on the way out...
Oh, Helen, you're alive. Oh, never mind.
I grabbed her body and sped home. The sacrifice to bring Helen and Lindsay home was great.
Right, who's made it back? Okay, Caroline, Deborah, and Joanne. Not bad, not bad. I mean, you're all guys, so I don't know why you've got feminine names, but we'll deal with that later.
But I was delighted to have Helen back. On the morning of day 39, we put her to rest next to Lindsay. After assigning the crew with new names, we filled the car up and then headed into the countryside where we grabbed another generator. But before we could get it, we had a brawl with the local farmers. Then it got late, so we decided to sleep out here.
Oi, don't interrupt my beauty sleep.
Before heading back home on day 40, we checked out this warehouse, which had some useful bits, but as we headed out, I got snuck up on and scratched by this lone zombie.
How did I miss that?
I repaired the minor wound, then headed back to the compound. Days 41 to 48 I explored around. This included journeying out to the countryside to visit a warehouse full of rotten agriculture, picking up some books from the library, and finishing building the wall. I also lost some friends in the process, but we won't talk about that. But on day 49, it was time for change. This town had filled me with nothing but bad memories. I decided I want to leave Rosewood for a new beginning. So that same day, I started planning my exit. This transit van had been parked here from day one, and it was perfect for carrying my valuables. I put some gas in, then started loading it up, which took me through to the dusk on day 50. Sadly, I had to say bye to Christine, as the van only had 2 seats.
Sorry, Christine, I'm gonna have to let you go. Oi! Wait, what's that for? Joe, help me out! It wasn't meant to end this way, Christine.
As darkness fell, we began the journey to the new location. I had no idea what to expect, but I knew it wouldn't be easy. We drove for hours, until finally arriving at our destination on the afternoon of day 51. West Point, located on the South Ohio River with an estimated population of 4,207.
Oh, this looks like it would be a good place to build my base. I'm definitely gonna have to kill a few zombies before I start. Hey, this isn't as hard as I thought it would be.
Okay, maybe it wasn't as easy as I thought. After all this time, I'd gotten the hang of this game, and fighting hordes at a time wasn't as hard as the first few days. I cleared the area and then headed into the construction site where I met my first survivors, Michelle, Wendy, Jill and Elaine. Hopefully these guys could stay alive for a long time.
Okay, I think Mandy's just killed everyone.
Michelle and I cleared out these apartments so we could get a bed to sleep in. We went to sleep, but we were woken to the sound of gunshots. I went to find out what was going on and saw Maria roaming around, so I invited her to the team. But she wasn't the one shooting shots, so who was? I started building the framework for the walls, then I saw Mandy.
Hey, Mandy, get back here. You killed my friends earlier. Where are you running to, huh? And she's dead. Wait, those shots are still going off, though. Meh, not my problem yet.
I had bigger issues. The gunshots from Mandy had attracted hordes right to my new base.
Get back. Ouch. Okay, there's too many. I've got to get out of here. What on earth is going on?
There were too many, so instead of trying to kill them all, I lured them away using the horn of my van. But as I looped back towards my home...
Who are these people? I mean, I guess I figured out where the gunshots are coming from.
Then, later during the night, I heard more shots down the road.
Wait, I think Michelle died. Take this!
I invited Dawn to the group.
You have no idea what you've got yourself into, Dawn.
After meeting some new friends on day 52, I started walling off the entrance to the construction site. This would prove to be a good use of my time in days to come. Day 53, in need of nails to continue building my house, I made my way to this large warehouse down the road. Unaware of what to expect, I brought Shirley and Dawn as backup. We killed a few zombies, protecting the entrance before entering.
Okay, it's a bit too quiet around here.
Behind any of these doors could be hordes of zombies, so I remained cautious. I didn't want to stay too long.
Okay, we're all good. Oh, nice, nails. That's just what I need.
I got what I needed and left, which meant I missed something very valuable that I'd have to return for at a later date. For now, I spent the next few days finishing off the walls, having to deal with the occasional raider.
Oh, Diane, get out of here.
Surprise, surprise, motherfucker!
Please help me.
I began laying the foundations for my home, meeting Vari and Michelle II, who I invited to the group.
Now we have 4 people to collect wood, so I don't have to. Perfect.
After 11 long days and multiple misclicks,
I can't get rid of that, can I?
the house was complete. Sort of. I still needed to create a water source by plumbing a sink to a water collector, which would give me filtered water without needing to boil it. So without wasting any time, we headed to a car garage to find a wrench, on what I thought would be a simple task.
I didn't mean to get out. Oh, guys, don't use your guns.
Yeah, so I messed up. By hopping out, the team followed, shooting any zombies on sight, then attracting more zombies in the area.
Okay, we've got no choice now. There's so many.
The zombies had us surrounded and heavily outnumbered. Thankfully, I'd hired a team of sharpshooters.
Wow, these guys are putting in work.
I helped them out by running over the remaining zombies, then I grabbed the wrench I needed. In the morning, we cleared out the gas station down the road. and filled the generator so I'd have power back home. The final action of the day was searching for bin bags so I could make another rain collector, which I grabbed from the supermarket. On day 66, everyone apart from Dawn went on holiday, meaning I needed to recruit another member. I went on my search where I found Judith wandering around my base on the morning of day 67. We then went to grab a better conditioned car since this one was quite beat up.
Once I'd found a car and given it some fuel, we went on a search for a pipe wrench so I could plumb the sink.
We searched high and low, and on the morning of day 68, we returned to the warehouse from a few days ago and I found one. But also, in the same crate, I found a sledgehammer, something I'd missed the last time I was here. This meant we could do something big in the days to come. I got home, and using the metal sheets I got from the warehouse, built some military lockers, which would store any important items I got in the future.
Good to see you guys are back from holiday.
I plumbed the sink, which now gave me access to clean water without any effort.
Alright, no time for rest, guys. Get to work.
In need of more storage, I also built some crates in my storage unit, then improved the surroundings of my house to make it look nicer. In the afternoon of day 69, I saw Mary and Lee having a standoff outside my house, with Wendy as a spectator. I didn't fancy being shot,
Okay, guys, take it somewhere else, not near my house.
so I left them alone and called a group meeting, and we came to the decision Wendy could join our group.
I'm just gonna leave Lee to it. I'm sure he'll go away.
And that's because it was time for upgrades. If I wanted to rid this town of zombies, I needed guns. And now that I had a sledgehammer, it was possible. We drove over to this small gun store on the edge of town in hopes of getting what we needed.
Wait, where are all the zombies? Actually, I'm not complaining.
Thinking it would be an easy task, I began breaking the door.
Oh, that's not good.
It would be seconds before the area was infested with zombies. We drove off until the alarm stopped, and then went back.
Oh, there's not even that many zombies.
Clearing them out wasn't an issue. That was until zombies flooded from the forest towards us. Shirley and Vari were in their own battles, which left me and Dawn to fight a huge horde, which was going well. That was until
Dawn, you might want to back up. Dawn, no! Dawn!
Vari and Shirley arrived just seconds too late. Dawn was gone. We fended off the rest of the horde, but we were exhausted, and as night was falling, I thought the safest option was to head home and return in the morning. I got an early sleep and woke up still very exhausted. I did some maintenance on my injuries, ate some peas, and while it was still dark, we made our way back to the gun store. I wasted no time in gaining access.
This place is full of guns.
But since my aim was poor, I chose the shotgun. This would be the most effective weapon for now. I grabbed some ammo, then left before any zombies noticed us. Upon returning, I sorted some of the gear into storage, and then went to test my new shotgun, which almost ended tragically.
I'm not hitting anything. How am I not hitting anything?
After that close call, I got the hang of it, but it would take some work before I could use any stronger weapons. It wasn't long before I had to put my training into practice, because lurking outside the base was Patricia. She caught me lacking, with a shot to the foot before I blasted her to the floor.
Huh? You want some more?
3 precise shots and Patricia was no more. I quickly tended to the bullet lodged in my foot.
I wonder where those screams are coming from.
The wound left me limping. Safe to say, I wasn't going to get in a foot race with any zombies for the next few days. I wanted to avoid going out due to my limp. I wanted a way to attack zombies around my base without the risk of being eaten. So I slaved away in the rain in the early hours of day 71, creating a watchtower. After a brief nap, we went to go collect some wood, but for some reason, couldn't get open the door.
Why can't I open this? I'm gonna go investigate.
Fearing the worst, I brought Michelle as backup. Made sure my gun was loaded, then headed round.
Oh, a tree. I didn't expect that.
It was a huge relief knowing there wasn't a horde waiting for me at the back door. I celebrated by doing some weeding, which continued late into the night, and then headed to bed. With the days getting shorter as we headed to winter, it was key to get some light around the base to increase visibility during the night. I remembered seeing some floodlights down at the local garage, so I went to grab them on the morning of day 72. I got home and placed them on the roof to shine light down onto the compound, one in the living space and one in the watchtower. Now that I had the sledgehammer, I could access the storage lots just down the road. Each unit was full of loot, a lot of which I didn't have room for, but I did grab some important items like another generator, some gym equipment, and more notably, an oven. I returned home, incredibly tired from hauling all of that loot back. I sorted the loot, and then it was time for bed. I was becoming dangerously skinny. My diet for the last 72 days was made up of canned food with the occasional fresh snack during the first few days. I was dangerously underweight, which meant I was more prone to injury, illness, and even death. So on day 73, we went on a quest to find some fishing rods, and for that, we headed over to the residential part of West Point, which was unfamiliar territory. Hopefully, we could find a vehicle a little more suited to the apocalyptic conditions as well. We started driving through town towards these houses. While the area was quiet, I took the chance to search through these 2 garages with no luck.
Oh, I hope I don't have to search every garage in West Point. I can't be bothered.
Further along, we hopped out at these garages on the edge of the road.
Okay, please tell me there's a fishing rod in here. Yes!
Quickly, I grabbed the stuff and ran to the car before any more zombies got word of our location. We made our way to the riverbank, but not before recruiting Maureen from the supermarket.
Okay, I'm not prepared for this place. It's flooded with zombies. We're gonna have to come back.
In the meantime, I drove round in search of a bigger, more durable car so I could run over zombies, similar to how I tried to run Judith over.
Hey, Judith's invincible.
And after hours,
A Jeep! Oh, that's perfect. Get away, Karen. I'm taking this car whether you like it or not.
I refueled it before driving back to the compound. As I got home, there were a few zombies lurking around the base, and after killing them, I assumed that was it. But then,
That's not good.
waves of zombies came towards us. But over the past few days, my aim had improved a lot,
Damn, I'm kind of lighting these guys up.
to the point where I just couldn't miss. And after a 40-minute standoff, we'd wiped them out. I spent the morning of day 74 digging up worms to use as bait for when I go fishing, ruining my beautiful grass in the process. Clearing out the riverbank was going to be a dangerous task, with zombies able to come from all angles. I gathered everyone along, but just as we were about to leave,
Lee? I thought you'd gone. Oh, you can't just come walk around my base like it's your own place.
we chased him into the compound, where he had a panic attack and just completely forgot how to run. Unfortunately for him, he was never going to run again anyway. We arrived at the riverbank, posted up near the fishing pier, and began our standoff. An hour later, and the area was clear, which allowed us to start cutting these trees to build an area to keep us safe while fishing. While putting the walls up, I noticed a new Moodle.
Wait, I've not had that before.
Not thinking much of it, I just carried on. After hours, I'd walled off an area, but there was just one issue.
Oh, wait. I can't get the car out, can I?
I'd walled the car in, and without a sledgehammer, there was no way of getting out. Although at first this seemed funny, I was miles away from home, without any food and limited water, and in the morning, things would only get worse. We slept in the car overnight, and when we awoke, I'd fallen seriously ill. I wasn't sure of the cause, but what I knew is that I just had to get home, and quickly, which was another problem. Since I'd lost so much weight, I couldn't carry many items before not being able to run.
I had to make it from here all the way to here whilst avoiding zombies.
I had a long walk ahead of me, and it wouldn't be long before things went drastically wrong. The road was blocked by a small horde, but with my team, I thought it would be no issue. I carelessly made everyone switch to their guns, and it wasn't long before we were overwhelmed. Michelle were hurt and ran away in a panic, leaving Vari and Maureen isolated against a huge group of zombies.
Wait, where's my gun? Where's my gun?
I eventually found it, but by the time I got it equipped, it was too late. Vari and Maureen were dead. I tried to help Judith, but she just decided to stand and heal.
Looks like someone forgot to pay the brain bill.
At this point, there was no saving Michelle. Zombies had heard the gunshots, and the area was overrun. I just had to leave.
Michelle, I'm sorry.
If I had any chance of getting home, I had to lose some weight.
Get these planks out of my inventory.
I quickly realised the roads weren't a good idea. With zombies blocking every direction, I was forced to hop this fence, where I tripped, cutting my left foot. The same one that took a bullet a few days ago. Now I had a slight limp, and if I didn't patch this up, I wouldn't be able to outrun the zombies. Luckily for me, this metal fence bought me time to apply a bandage. Knowing I was still far from home, I tried this car.
Come on. Yes, it's open. Wait, I don't have a key.
Fog began rolling in, and I continued running, but a bit further along,
Oh no, I'm too exhausted to keep running. This is not good.
I tried unequipping my axe so I could walk faster, but then, out the corner of my eye,
Oh no.
Pamela was roaming the streets, and she was out for a fight. I was helpless, too exhausted to run. I thought this was it. 75 days, and it was a good run. But then,
Help me.
a survivor, Jennifer. I cried for help, and without hesitation, she began firing. But the fog was so thick now, I had no idea how many zombies were on my tail. Luckily, I made it into this building, where I then realized...
Wait, I swear this is the supermarket right next to my compound. I'm basically home.
The realization I was almost home brought huge relief. I made the final, slow, sluggish walk where I finally entered the compound. I was safe. I cleaned myself off and had a cigarette.
Oh wait, my illness is going away.
I figured being around that many dead corpses brought on the illness. I was just fortunate it wasn't the Nox virus. I spent day 75 recovering from yesterday's events, resupplying my ammo, looting matches off the corpses for my nicotine addiction, and meeting Mary, who became the newest member of this fresh group. We spent the night searching for a working car so I could get back to the riverbank, and after a long search, I had to revert back to this old car I ditched a few weeks ago. I went to the supermarket to grab whatever food was left, and then traveled back up to the riverbank in pure darkness to recover my Jeep. Using the sledgehammer, I knocked down a few walls, freeing the car. I finished the frame of the base and spent a couple hours fishing. I returned home and enjoyed the fruits of my labor, but I needed somewhere to store the extra fish to keep it fresh. So on day 77, after spending the previous days developing my base and collecting more bait, I went to a nearby supermarket and picked up a whole fridge and brought it back like it was nothing. In the early morning of day 78, I went back and did some fishing.
You guys sit here and keep watch.
40 minutes later, I hear a noise and find Jennifer mobbed by zombies. In a panic, I rush out to try and save her, unaware of how many zombies were around me. and I got scratched. I sprinted away to repair my injuries. It was too late to save Jennifer, but Mary was trapped inside the building. In an attempt to save her, I ended up training a group of zombies around for 2 hours while Mary sat there doing absolutely nothing.
Mary, is there any danger of you helping me?
Mary's cowardice was not forgiven. After killing the final zombies, she was safe from the undead, but not from me.
Alright, this is what you get for leaving me to die out there, Mary. Any last words?
I'm in danger.
I headed home, remorseless. Mary deserved every bit of that. As I returned home, so did my illness. Since being around that many dead bodies was the cause, I decided to stay away from the riverbank for a while. So I spent the night chopping up a bunch of wood, where I met Kirsten and Janet. I had a good feeling about these guys. I started placing some flooring down in front of my base before heading to bed. I started day 79 with a freshly cooked bass, then went to start work on my compound where I met Jane.
This group is coming together.
We went round to the gun store to resupply our munitions. I also took some things to decorate my home. Just before I was about to eat lunch back home, I met Gilliam.
Oh, hey, Gilly. Oh, yep, no problem. Just let yourself in, I guess.
And just like that, we had a new member of the group. He didn't really give me a choice. And I also had bigger things to worry about anyway. I was still sick and it was getting worse. Luckily for me, there was a pharmacy close by. But before that, we took a trip down to the gas station to get some fuel.
I think my friends have disconnected. Why are they just standing there?
We arrived at the pharmacy and after a short standoff, made our way in through the front door. I grabbed anything I thought might be useful in curing my illness. After leaving half the zombie population dead in the pharmacy car park,
Damn, we created quite a mess.
I got home and spent the time repairing as many injuries as possible and sleeping off this illness because in the morning I needed to be ready to go out on an adventure. I woke up on day 80 an illness-free man, feeling good. I had my sights set out on a place in the countryside containing loot which would hopefully make me unkillable and help us rid West Point of zombies. But getting there was going to be a challenge.
You see, we're here, and where we wanted to go is located all the way over
and
here.
we needed to make it all the way over there without our car breaking down, or else we were just dead men walking. Along with Jane, James, Gil, and Kirsten, I began the road trip across Knox country. For the most part, the journey was successful. Though, without finding this car, I'm pretty sure we'd have all been dead by this point. After almost 7 hours on the road, we arrived at Jamieton Army Surplus, a military surplus store in the middle of absolutely nowhere. We hopped out and prepared for an army of zombies, but the place was quiet, so we just walked straight in.
Whoa, this kid's crazy. I don't have room for all this stuff. I'm just gonna take what I can.
As we were about to exit the store, gunshots rang off outside. Equipped with my new M14, I went to investigate.
Come here, Dawn. This thing's OP.
I invited Victoria to the group and then we began our assault on the other raiders in the area. My pinpoint precision proved too much. The fight was done before it even began. We finished off looting, but as we hit the road to return home, fog rolled in, which made the journey a lot slower since I couldn't see the whole way.
No, please. Oh, you. Thank God.
We finally arrived home in the afternoon of day 81, and this mess outside the compound needed cleaning, which I tasked the team to do while I sorted out the gear in the base. I woke up realizing I had no food, so I spent the morning collecting worms and headed over to the riverbank to do some more fishing. But this time I was more prepared, which I needed to be, because when we returned, we were faced with even more zombies.
This area is still riddled with zombies.
The trip to the military store proved a good decision.
These zombies can't get near us.
Although we'd killed them all, I left everyone on guard to avoid another disaster. And then I spent the rest of the day fishing. Day 82 was almost tragic. We were driving around town when out of nowhere we were surrounded.
Wait, we're kind of in trouble. Hey, get off them!
Kirsten and James were hurt, but we had no time to rest. The gunshots echoed through West Point, alerting nearby zombies. They swarmed us, but with these guns, it was going to take an army to stop us. We progressed up the street on foot, over towards what I thought was a hardware store.
This doesn't look very hardware story to me.
Disappointed, we left and headed home, checking a few other stores downtown. I picked up some books, a new hat, and a beautiful box of nails. I also picked up some more canned food, in case I got bored of eating fish. Day 83 started off well.
Kirsten, come here. Wait, what happened to Jack?
Kidding, things went horribly. Jack got eaten, which made me really upset, so I spent a few days laying flooring in my compound to make myself feel better. By day 86, I'd finished the flooring and even started a little garden for another source of food. But in the afternoon, we headed downtown to start our assault on West Point and ridding the town of this virus. There was just one issue though.
Like, where are all the zombies?
Downtown was empty, so instead, I set my sights on something bigger, the shopping mall, just down from Louisville. That same day, we went to check out the area.
Oh nice, a motorbike. There aren't that many zombies. This place should be easy to clear. Oh, brilliant. I guess I'll be needing that motorbike then.
With the area scouted out, we headed home. The next few days were spent doing different tasks, such as house upgrades, fishing, and destroying my bike.
Time for a long walk home.
Then it was time to gear up and head to the mall.
Wait, I don't have a vehicle.
After stealing someone's car, we made a trip to the gas station. Then it was time to hit the road on the night of day 91. We slept in the van overnight, and then in the morning continued towards the mall. But before we got there, we saw Loma, Claire, and Vari.
Whoa, who do these guys think they are coming around here? Get 'em, boys. Guys, you gonna help? Oh, finally.
Just a bit further on, we found a Mustang, and no way was I giving this up.
I'll waste all my ammo for this car, I don't care. Okay, this is a lot of zombies, I won't lie.
Jane clearly couldn't resist having a look at the engine, and I don't blame her. In her amazement, she fell over.
What is Jane doing?
In our shiny new Mustang, bar the smashed window, we made our way towards the shopping mall. But before we even had the chance to enter, zombies swarmed towards us in their hundreds. Some of the group were on foot. We'd come so far together, I couldn't just leave them for dead. I exited the vehicle and began firing, but this time, we bit off more than we could chew. Soon enough, we were overrun. The group began panicking, no longer fighting back against the hordes that stood before us. I tried to help, but took some damage in doing so. To what extent was unclear. I just sprinted away. Gil and Kirsten II followed, but they would soon suffer the same fate as their peers. I rounded the zombies up and made a dash for the Mustang. Narrowly succeeding. With my foot firmly on the gas, I sped home. A few miles away from home, still in a state of shock, I crashed.
No, this is the worst time.
Writing off the car. I was in no way fit to walk home. With no other options, I tried my luck on this beat up Chevy. But while I was hot wiring,
Please, Marion, not now.
thankfully Marion spared me, and after a few turns of the key, the car started, barely. I got home and could assess the extent of my injuries. I'd been bitten. 92 days struggling to survive. It was finally time to rest, knowing my passing was nothing but inevitable. With the little time I had left, I dug graves for each Jane, Gil, James, Kirsten I, and Kirsten II. I spent some time reminiscing on the good times, but before I left this earth myself, I decided to take a trip down memory lane. I packed everything away. Maybe my gear would be of use to another survivor who may stumble upon the base. With nothing but some painkillers and my trusty cigarettes, I got in my car and headed off.
Kidding me.
If this cruel place hadn't already punished me enough, that was the icing on the cake. I hopped in the van I once brought to this barren town all those days ago and got back on the road. After hours of driving, I arrived at my destination on the brink of death. As the rain hammered down, I sat opposite the graves of Helen and Lindsay and reminisced about all the good times we shared as I lit my final cigarette.